On the night of April 6th, the Russian armed forces carried out strikes on several targets in Ukraine. Of particular note was the attack on an airfield and likely the Odessa aviation plant in the Odessa region. According to local sources in Odessa, barracks belonging to one of the military units were hit. Local reports indicate that several residential buildings burned down after air defense systems were activated over the region. A heavy attack was also carried out in the Cherniv region, damaging energy infrastructure and leaving nearly 500,000 people without power. Intense fighting is ongoing in the border areas of Ukraine's Sumy region. Near the village of Grabovskoye, Russian forces have advanced as far as the Korova River. Reports suggest that Ukrainian forces are deploying extra troops to Ryaznya in an attempt to slow the pace of the Russian offensive. There has been increased activity by Russian aircraft near the town of Konstantinovka, where heavy fighting is ongoing. According to reports, airstrikes have been carried out against the deployment sites of the Ukrainian 100th Brigade and the 28th Brigade's UAV command post. The operational situation in the Zaporozhye sector of the front remains difficult. On April 5th, units of the Russian Vostok military group seized control of the village of Mirne to the west of Giliipol. At the same time, Ukrainian forces withdrew from most of their positions in the area and retreated westwards. Combat is currently ongoing in and around Giliipol, as well as on the approaches to Verkhnya Tersa. Ukrainian forces still hold positions around the village of Vodyazhavka. It is highly likely that the Russian army will concentrate its future efforts on this settlement. Continuing the offensive westwards while facing a threat to the flanks would be extremely risky, and the Russian command will not pursue this strategy. Ukrainian troops are doing everything in their power to hold the front line. Recently, 4 MiG-29s dropped 4 bombs towards Giliipol. There are also reports of infantry groups and armored vehicles being redeployed from the Ukrainian 475th Separate Assault Regiment in the Shiroki area in order to launch a counterattack towards Gorokhoe. The situation in this sector is complex but relatively stable. After several unsuccessful armored breakthroughs from the north, the Ukrainian armed forces have shifted tactics, focusing on sabotage and reconnaissance groups that carry out raids behind enemy lines with extensive support from unmanned aerial systems.